there's a
That's
lot of
so
people that say, oh,
it's
well, plants aren't supposed to be eaten. And, and that's a lot coming a lot of times from the carnivore movement. But the carnivore movement's also eating tons of fruit. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, those are plants too. And so you're supposed to eat those, but not the others. So not to get political here, go back and forth. I just see some of this stuff out on the internet. And the whole deal is like, we're omnivores. We're supposed to be eating plants and herbs, and we were hunters and gatherers. The gathering part, we weren't just hunters, we were gatherers too, and we probably gathered way more than we hunted. It was way harder to kill an animal than it would have been to go pick some berries. So there's something to be said about that, like.
we're adapting to each season. I always tell people who want, when working with me, let nature guide you. So if you're in the winter season, that also dictates the flavors and what you should be gearing towards. You're naturally going to go towards stews and flavors that have that umami flavor. And then the spring, we're moving into bitters, which helps the kidneys and the liver function. So, there's also, when you think about these ancient ways of living, like Ayurveda, the Mediterranean way of eating, there's really value in how it connects nature and nature to our circadian rhythm and the seasons. So, yeah, I mean, you can do a carnivore diet, you can do vegan. There's nuances though, and I think
Right.
that's where the wisdom comes in, are the nuances,
Yeah, and I
and
think that
living.
if we're gonna walk that narrow path, that middle path that Joshua spoke of, then we need to be diverse, and we don't need to be so left or so right. And so, right
Yeah,
now, that's the way it is. It's like you're either left or you're right. You're either pro or anti. And it's like, dude, like, why do we have to
it's
make these decisions? Like, we don't. And all of this stuff
against
that's
the
out there
light.
is just trying to gaslight us to push us farther in this direction or farther in that direction. And, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. We have to understand that this has been going on for a long time. And even though it might seem like this is new news, right? The word new in news, there's like one letter away. I love looking at words and kind of breaking them down. It's very interesting. It's all,
Yeah,
to me, it's none of it's new. None of it is new. And with it being a war on our consciousness, we have to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to sit down and write out, what do we want in life? What are our morals and values look like? What are our goals, and what do we want our outcomes to be? And what we find out is pretty much all of us have a lot of the similar goals in life. Like we all want to be happy. No one wants to not be happy. Let's just be honest. We all want to be loved and nourished. We all want to be heard, and we all want
like
to feel well.
like you belong to something. I think that's why
Yeah.
people get into these trends too, because they want to feel like this is something that they belong to.